Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. Today we want to test the different performance of air-door crossbow bolts, and we're using 4 different bolts. This one is a typical training bolt. This one actually is a high penetration bodkin tip. And this one actually is a steam bow Broadhead bolt for it. As you see, it's razor sharp. And this one is actually the same steam bow Broadhead, but with a steel inlay. So this means that this one, the original one, weighs about 13 grams, and this one now weighs almost 23 grams. So it's almost 10 grams heavier. We have here an almost new, see there's not many shots in it, 3-layer archery target mat. And as you see on the back side, it's absolutely pristine. There's no hole in there. And this is the strongest they sell, and this is supposed to stop like pretty much any crossbow or bow projectile. We will shoot all 4 bolts into it, and then we will take the mat apart and see which one actually penetrated the deepest. Alright, so we're loading it into the CIA adder, which is my very much shortened special adder that I made as compact as possible. It's probably now the world's most powerful pistol crossbow, because I added 2 130-pound bow limbs to achieve a whopping 260 pounds of draw force. Actually, someone has clocked this in the forum that I recommend you join. And I think that this is in reality way over 300 pounds because of the additional friction. In any case, we'll start with the blunt one, and then we'll follow it with the high penetration bodkin, and then we'll use the original 13-gram Broadhead, and last not least the heavy 23-gram Broadhead. Cluck. Since lasers on crossbows are now illegal in Germany, the BKA changed their minds. I added a red dot to the side of the weapon, which is kind of cool because it allows me to shoot at the target while my face not being directly in the line of fire. It somehow feels better. Okay, we're firing from about, I would say, 5 meter, maybe 6 meter distance. Doesn't matter so much. And of course it's hard to cock, but for a halfway strong man, it's not too hard to cock. See? Alright, switch on the red dot and fire. Yeah, as I thought, even the blunt one completely penetrates. Now the bodkin tip. Alright, now comes the first Broadhead. And now we're shooting the second heavy Broadhead. I aim a little bit higher with this one and to the right. Okay, let's take a look. We can see that this one is the blunt one, and you can easily pull it. As you see, this is perfect for training because it doesn't penetrate very far into it. Although you can see that it damages the archery mat quite a bit. So it can no longer self-heal. And you see the other one here is in there, and it will probably take some force to get it out. Okay, here we go. And the tip actually remains in there just because the force was so great. Can be rescued and glued in, of course. Now the other bolts have actually disappeared into the mat. So we will take the mat apart to see what really happened. Okay. And here we can see the result. See this one here actually entered almost all the way. So I think it was just stopped cold before poking through to the other side. So let's pull it out. and one of the vanes actually was torn off. And this one here didn't go in all that far, but this one is the heavy broadhead and this one is the thinner broadhead. Okay. Why do broadheads penetrate so much better than the normal arrows? Well, the answer is quite easy. It's because of the vanes. The vanes actually offer a huge amount of resistance when this enters into tissue or an archery mat. So it's typically the vanes that really decelerate the bolt. And therefore, with the cutting edges here that are in line with the vanes, it makes it far easier for the bolt to really penetrate, since the path for the vanes is pre-cut. So broadheads like this one will always penetrate a lot deeper into tissue or an archery mat than a normal arrow. Whereas, of course, if you shoot against something hard, let's say bone or something harder material like tough leather or so on, then the high penetration bodkins will do a better job than the broadhead, which at some point will begin to break or bend. A lot of people ask me, can you hunt with a pistol crossbow like the CIA adder? Well, it's not made for hunting, it's a tactical crossbow, but of course I think you can hunt with it if you want to. Now, how does it compare to archery equipment that really is made for hunting? Well, this is a Fenris version, of course, of the Bowtech Realm SR6, one of the really cool bows that are on the market for hunting purposes. And this one has been set to maximum power, so it's tuned to like 70 pounds or something. It's really a powerful hunting bow, and we're shooting two different bolts with it. This one is a field tip, and this one is actually a hunting broadhead with the same kind of capabilities like the one from Steambow. So we're loading both into the Fenris magazine, and we go with the standard one first. Okay, and then we load the Broadhead model. Easily identifiable because the Broadhead version has the red vanes and the other one has the white vanes. Alright, let's shoot at the same target. And this one has a laser sight, and it's legal because it's a bow and not a crossbow. In any case, let's see what comes out of it. Pretty decent penetration. Shooting it a little bit to the right here. Okay, okay, let's look at the results. Clearly, of course, the Broadhead arrow penetrated deeper. And this one had a penetration like, okay, this much. This means that it's penetrated a little bit into the third mat. Whereas this one definitely penetrated way deeper, but it's still not poking out at the rear end. So it's still in the mat, and we will look at it. We will just pull it out here and look at how deep this was. Clearly almost to the end of the mat, but not quite through. So the penetration was absolutely comparable to the penetration of the short bolt shot from the CIA adder. Now, this proves that absolutely you could hunt with it, because if it has the same penetration into this dense archery mat, it will do the job in hunting game that you can also hunt with the Bowtech Realm SR6. Now, people always ask, can you also hunt with the 130-pound version of it? Absolutely, if you must. I don't really recommend it because it's a tactical crossbow, it's not really made for hunting. But if there's no alternative, I think it will kill a deer. And it will kill probably also something larger than a deer, specifically if you use the hunting broadheads. Now, people always ask, can you also hunt with the 130-pound version of it? Absolutely, if you must. I don't really recommend it because it's a tactical crossbow, it's not really made for hunting. But if there's no alternative, I think it will kill a deer. and it will kill probably also something larger than a deer, specifically if you use the hunting broadheads. Anyway, I hope you liked this little episode, because that's it for today. Thanks, Ed. Bye. Bye.